And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sport. Saturday afternoon, rugby is 10 minutes away, and so much rugby on the cast today. But first of all, we've got Sharks taking on Ulster. This is a catch-up game from the URC Round 6. It was supposed to take place last year and didn't as a result of some sickness in Ulster. And there's also another catch-up game in the Sharks taking on Glasgow Warriors, kicking off at 4:15. I think it's actually at 4 o'clock. I haven't said that. But before we get there, there's also Six Nations. Ireland versus Italy coming up later. I will be with you that one. And England versus Wales, where Rian will be keeping you guys company. So yeah, an absolutely stacked day of rugby ahead. And yeah, hopefully it's you're going to see some really good rugby. I want to see lots of tries. I want to see lots of exciting rugby. I want to see some big hits. You want to see lots of action today. You know, it's a beautiful day here in Johannesburg. Expect Glasgow Warriors to really suffer that later, because I think at the moment the heat is well above 30 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, and it should be fantastic conditions. I think Durban also very warm at the moment. I think the entire country is very warm at the moment. Hopefully, the perfect opportunity to play some really exciting rugby. Right, we've got a poll running in the comments asking who do you guys think you're in between the Sharks, Ulster, or a draw. So please go and vote there, and let me know who you guys are backing today, who you're supporting, where you guys watching from, how's the weekend going, are we on the beers yet? I'll get on the beers a bit later. There definitely will be beers, but yeah, just gotta try to settle into the day really before we jump on those beers. But there will be beers to be jumped on. Don't you stress. And yeah, let's build up. Yeah, we're about 8 minutes away from kickoff. And yeah, I'm excited to see if the Sharks side can really start to fire. You know, they've had some decent. I mean, they're coming for bonus point wins, so they have a lot of confidence from that game last week against the Lions. And I think that they're a side where if they can start playing well, if they can sort of kick into gear, that I do think they can become a top side in both URC and Europe. No Springboks for them today, though, so they're all within camp. So it's not a particularly strong Shark side, but there's still plenty of good players like Percy Buthelezi. He's captaining the side today. You've got the likes of Rowan Janssen from Rensburg, Francois Penta, for example, Insuko Tunu, Vincent Tuka. There are plenty of good qualities players on display here for the Sharks. For Ulster, they are being led by Dwayne Vermeulen, good old Thor back in the country, facing the Sharks, a team he's played many times during his the days at the Stormers and at the Bulls, and now at Ulster. So good to see Dwayne back on home soil. But yeah, so keep voting on that poll. We've got a couple of nobody else really sort of backing Ulster at the moment, which is interesting, given the fact that they actually are higher on the table and very much a pretty good form side. Busy watching the toss there, Percy Buthelezi, Dwayne Vermeulen, the incumbent number 8 versus definitely a future number 8 for South Africa. I think Percy Buthelezi, if he continues to improve and work on his game like he is at the moment, I think he is definitely going to be a Springbok number 8 in the near future. Very exciting player to watch, and a potential Springbok captain actually. Very much been touted that since his days at under 20. I've been very impressed with him in the last 18 months. I feel like he's really almost bulked up a little bit and sort of taken the necessary steps he needed to take to be able to get to sort of physically being able to play at this sort of level. I think when he first came in, he was a bit lightweight, obviously very young. And now I think we are seeing a Percy Buthelezi who is ready to kick on and really start to push. The other number 8s in the country, the likes of an Evan Lewis, the likes of a Franco Horn, Albert Lowe, Jasper Wiese. There are so many number 8s at the moment for options for South Africa that it's going to be tough. It's a tough position to try and get into. But yeah, at the end of the day, you got to control what you control. You just work hard in your performances. You keep performing week in, week out. And when the time comes, you take an opportunity. And that's the only thing you really can do. After this game, it'll be Italy versus Ireland, as well as Lions versus Glasgow Warriors. We will be live for both those games. Actually, will be concurrent streams running, which is always going to be fun. But yeah, I'll be with you for Italy versus Ireland, and then Mark will be over on the Lions game. And hopefully the Lions can put in a half-decent performance and maybe try and sneak a result there against Glasgow. Because at the moment, it's tough times being a Lions fan. It really is. Things are not going particularly well, nor does it look like things are going to be changing anytime soon. So yeah, I don't want to go too. We actually went into a lot of our fan forum just talking about the fact that the Lions are pretty much a joke at the moment. Hallelujah. Just make sure we're all set over here and all ready to go. And all looks sorted. And there we go. I think we're all ready. I think we're all sorted. Do I have enough water? Because as I said, it is very hot here. The answer is yes. Do you have the good old H2O? And yeah, I mean, I'm cheap as sweaty bullets out here. It's very warm in Johannesburg. So pity those playing sport at the moment. But from a Lions perspective, later, for example, it's the perfect time of weather to go and beat the Glasgow Warriors. You know, bring these chaps from Scotland over here to blazing heat, run them off their feet, and get a result. Please get a result. Ruben, how are you doing? Seems to be supporting Sharks there. As I said, the poll is still running. We're up to 11 votes, and still not too many people backing Ulster to get the job done, which is brave because I think the Ulster side can definitely do a job today. Sharks obviously at home, I think, are the favourites, and Ulster missing a lot of the Irish players, Irish international players rather. But yeah, I'll write them off at your own peril. The man in the middle today is a Scottish man in Sam Grove White. He's 30 years old. He made his URC debut in 2017. Would have been, 25 years old at the time? He's younger than me. Great. Well, he was younger than me when he made his debut. Assistant referees today are Zwingila, Jazz Wenny, and Griffin Colby. And the TMO is Andrew McKenemy. And kickoff is in about 3 minutes' time. So there's plenty of time to vote on our poll. As well as to say a big shout out to BetCoza, who are powering this stream. If you would like the best bets and you want to try and bet on your rugby, then go and check the description. And go and sign yourself up for a BetCoza account and get betting. We will be having a bit of a betting segment coming up on the channel next week, which is very exciting. We've got somebody on who's going to be sort of talking us through exactly how he bets, what some of the different markets are, and how to do all of that. So that should be quite fun next week. So a big shout out to BetCoza for powering the stream and supporting the channel. You know, we really say a big thank you to our partners who make covering all these games and bringing you all the action as best we can possible. So yeah, big shout out to them, and you can support the channel by supporting them really. So get yourself a BetCoza account rather, and get betting. Let me look at the starting lineups, shall we? And as I said, it's two very different teams to what they could be if these two were to meet in a month or two's time, because there are no international players currently available to either side. And but still, as I said, still plenty of good players. Plenty of good players. So if we have a look at the starting lineups today for the Sharks, it is Intuku with the number 1 jersey, Dan Ulster, and I think it's a late change, and Hanro Jacobs has come in at tight head. No Carly Sardi, which will be a massive blow if that is the case. Rino Hugo, Brian Cromley in the second row. Richardson, Vince Tuka, Pesci Buthelezi are a formidable loose trio. I think it's a very nice balanced loose trio. And I think that Dylan Richardson, we go to see him back. Looks like he's put on a bit of weight since he's sort of been off in a good way. I think he's bulked up a bit. And Vincent Tuka still not really firing all cylinders, isn't it? You know, we haven't quite seen the Vincent Tuka we saw at the Lions, so he'll be looking to try and really sort of kick it up a gear. Pesci Buthelezi in the number 8, and then you got Grant Williams, partnering Curran Bosch. Curran Bosch, one of the form fly halves in the country at the moment, has come back from injury with a bang and playing some of the best rugby I think we've ever seen him play. So he starts at the number 10. You got Taki Abrahams, Bernard Koch on the 2 wings, Rowan Janssen van Rensburg in the 12, Francois Fent outside, and Buddha Chamberlain comes in for the injured Aplete Fassi at full back. Off the bench is Faisal Bata, Dion Blula, and Kwesi Mona. Emil van Heerden, who's back at the Sharks, number 19, Sigurbo's in Noche, Cameron Wright, Lionel Cornier, and Yao Penkley. For the Ulster men, it is Roy Sutherland, John Andrew, and Jeff Tumaga Aglan. And the front row, Alan O'Connor and Harry Sheridan completing that tight 5. Geordie Murphy, Nick Timoney, Dwayne Vermeulen, who captains the side in the loose trio. You've then got John Cooney next to Jake Flannery, Aaron Sexton, Craig Gilway, the 2 wings, Stuart Moore, Luke Marshall in the midfield, Michael Lowry at full back. And off the bench for the men who will be playing in white today, it is Tom Stewart, Andrew Warwick, Gareth Misidovic, Cormac Izuchukwu, David McCann, David Shanahan, Ian Madahan, and Ethan McElroy. As the Sharks players run out to, it looks like a particularly empty Kings Park. Doesn't look too bad there. Lots of faces or people jam-packed into that main stand. And here comes the referee team. So the two number 8s captaining today, Dwayne Vermeulen versus Pepsi Buthelezi, and I think that's going to be one of the clashes to watch, really, or the matchups to watch. Sharks will be playing left to right. As Sandgrove White, the 30-year-old Scotsman, gets ready to get us underway down in Durban. Now, so Sharks playing left to right, and we'll have kickoff, and Ulster playing right to left in the first half. They will receive kickoff as Curran Bosch prepares to get things underway. He does have ball in hand. And the whistle goes, and we are underway as Curran Bosch goes down the middle of the park. And Werner Koch gets up and throws the ball back into Tuko Tunu, throwing it back to Pepsi so Grant Williams. Good pass out to Curran Bosch, and immediately sort of dabs it over the top, trying to put Ulster under pressure early on. And that kick's going to go too far, and they'll be able to dot it down. What a kickoff that is. What a start that is from the Sharks. Great kickoff there. Really good athleticism as well on display there from Werner Koch to knock that back for the Sharks. Good start there. I think I like the idea that Curran Bosch had, just sort of try and chip it over the corner, force an early defensive line-out against Ulster, who had issues with the line-out last weekend. And so I think that'll be something they're going to try and target, but not quite coming off. But he does receive the restart from Jake Flannery. Gives it inside to Pepsi Buthelezi. He's going to try and get a side on the front foot here. And he runs into a white wall. Ball is available for Grant Williams, looking down to go down the left-hand side. Jalen Richardson. Nice first carry from him. Always easy to identify him with that long blonde hair. Dan Ulster. Hit hard on the tackle here. Once again, going the short side. Grant Williams, he's a half a gap. Grant Williams just do the half a gap. Inside, outside. He's around Flannery. He's going to go all the way. Grant Williams, take a bow. Goodness me, that is brilliant from the scrum half. Grant Williams, hello. How's that for a try from Grant Williams? You give him an inch. You give him an inch. You give him any sort of space, and he will punish you. What a try from Grant Williams. That is absolutely brilliant. Right, Curran Bosch now lining up the conversion. That is the perfect start. And Grant Williams, I'll tell you what, if there's ever a scrum half out there that can take any sort of opportunity out there, you know, they do say that they reckon he's the fastest player in that Springbok squad. Well, he demonstrated all his pace there. That was absolutely sublime from the scrum half. I'm trying to sort of a stream here a bit. Missing out on the conversion there. Curran Bosch will be a bit frustrated with that. Good take from Coran Krobler off the kickoff there. And I think, yeah, Neil Powell, he's somebody, even his blitzbox size, you know, it's where he's always put a lot of emphasis on starting well and making sure that, you know, you can get yourself on the front foot as early as possible. Because it kind of sort of sets the tempo for the rest of the game, doesn't it? Yeah, it's decent clearance as well. I'm going to end the poll there, so we've all had a chance to vote and decide who they reckon is going to win here. Sharks winning that with a bit of a landslide, and they're off to the good start at the moment. It's a good line there from Ulster. Vic Sadi is out. Blue Mouse say Grant Williams is so good. We need the Lions to Sharks a favourite today. That's a really good line being run. I think it's by Stuart Moore there. Long pass out wide. Oh, he's fumbled it. It could have been interesting if Craig Gilway managed to take that. But Aaron Sexton rather actually on the left wing. Long pass side. It looks like we're going to have a penalty as well from the Sharks. So, yeah, things going very well for the day. And, yeah, long pass side wide. Werner Cock had shot up. So, I'll tell you what. I think if Aaron Sexton takes that, I'll be interested to see. It would have been one-on-one with Buddha Chamberlain. But they had plenty of space to work with as well. And Werner Cock all over that ball and winning a penalty for holding on. Good line there. Werner Cock now carrying it up as he's tackled by Flannery. Quick ball for God Williams. Goes through the hands of Curran Bosch. Decide not to take the offload. Does take it in himself. Man trying to jackal that. But Sharks doing well to remove him. Now Franz Offen's got a bit of space. Inside ball to Jacobs. Oh, I'll tell you what, you forgive him for not knowing that that's a tight prop. Some great gas on there. Quick ball here. Would have changed the first receiver. Karan Krobler's knocked it on and took him. Tunu was there. And yeah, unfortunately coming forward. Or Karan Krobler. That was very exciting. It was very promising from the Sharks as well. And Karan Krobler managed to hold that on. Then I think things could have been interesting. But what a start this is from the Sharks. And yeah, I think more the start we've needed to see from them. More the type of rugby we want to see. You know, really quick. Good handling so far. Apart from that, they're straight into the bed basketball. You can't have much complaints there. Can for Brand Problem, and then Nutukun was there. And we'll have our first scrum of the day. If you can check out the pack weights and see what is what and who's who here. Yeah, have a reset here. When do you think the Box will be back at their clubs? I think it is about 2 weeks. I think it's about, yeah, it's a 2-week training camp, so that not next week, the week after, they'll be back. So one more. So I think that, yeah, there is URC action next weekend, so they'll miss those local derbies, and then they should be back at their clubs the weekend after that. So the second weekend of March. They are scheduled to return. We've gone down here, and it will be a penalty to Ulster at the scrum. And I think it's against Honda Jacobs. Actually, both Sharks being pinged there for not binding. It wasn't particularly dominant though, so they'll be chucked with a penalty. But I wouldn't say that they'll be feeling that they dominated the Sharks there. Bit of a scrappy one. Now Flannery's found a good clearance. He's quite sort of sent to the park, so he's playing it a bit safer. He does find touch just past the halfway line. Also, just taking their time to get to the line out. You've got a replacement on, by the way. Tom Stewart's on at hooker for Ulster. The ball pops up to Cooney, goes to Flannery, who chips over the top. And regathers well. Oh, can he hold on to it? He can't hold on to it. Luke Marshall was brilliant from him to get over the top. And the chip from Flannery was perfect, but just losing the ball in contact. We had another scrum. But sloppy so far. A couple of handing errors now keeping into the game. Last couple of minutes, we'll have another scrum. And I tell you what, that could have been very promising for Ulster if he managed to hang on to this. And just losing the ball there and then can't regather with the tackle from Werner Cock. But that was a nice variation from Flannery off the back of the line out there. It's a bit of a warning, I suppose, firing him out, saying, listen, just careful, we've got options here. Looking like a bit of a better set, although they've gone down once again. This time it'll be a penalty for Sharks. And they had to bring it back. Right, take it quickly, and he was off. Yeah, I say you have to take on the mark. Grant Williams has tapped it behind him, so they couldn't actually see what was going on. But yeah, so it's a collapse in the scrum is what Ulster have been pinged for. So that is 2 scrums, 2 penalties, 1 apiece. So we've yet to see an actual proper scrum here. And I don't think Rory Sutherland agrees with that call, but I don't think it probably ever agrees with a call when they are penalised. And Curran Bosch. Well, he's got a very big boot as Curran Bosch, and he's found touch past the 10-metre line, so it's a nice opportunity for the Sharks. They'll be about 10 metres outside the 22. Nice attacking line out for them as they look to try and sort of capitalise on that early good start here. 5 points to 0 so far after 10 minutes. Dan used to get a couple of games on the bounce here. Ball down, got when he's getting very flat. Curran Bosch is really brilliant to take it by Rowan Janssen van Rensburg. He's still going with it. He's still going with Rowan Janssen van Rensburg. Goodness me, that's a good carry. Grant Williams not sniping, bringing it to Butcher Tuka, tackled by his opposite number, Nick Timoney. Quick ball for Grant Williams, popping it up to Tuka on the right hand shoulder rather. Now Curran Bosch, ball popping up was fine. Good handling there from France offensive. Buddha Chamberlain not taking it cleanly, but went backwards, so it's fine. Now Dylan Richardson into the 22. Go to the Sharks. Good momentum this. Buddha Chamberlain first receiver. Good hands. Good hands. And Vince took a desperate trying to get that pass back. Rowan Janssen van Rensburg comes up, picks up, and gets them back on the front foot. Tell you what, he's had a fantastic last couple of phases. Now Dan Ulster stopped in his tracks by Dwayne Vermeulen. Goodness me, that's a big hit. Curran Bosch to Richardson, he's just dropped it. That is poor. That is criminally poor. And this should be turnover ball for Ulster. It is turnover ball. And the ball is just sort of hacked behind. Werner Kok is retreating. Buddha Chamberlain looking for options. Wants to go down the left. Back here, Abrams. Werner Kok goes to Werner Kok. He comes inside Flannery. And he's eventually brought down with help from Harry Sheridan. So the Sharks back towards the halfway line. Grant Williams goes above Curran Bosch's head. Pops it up to Dan Jooste. Pops it into Tuka Ngunu. Good hands this. Rowan Janssen van Rensburg. Tell you what, I think he's beaten about 5 defenders in the last 2 minutes. Gets it up to the halfway line. Grant Williams taking his time this time. Asking for a couple of players to come a bit closer. Now Dan Jooste gets hit hard behind the gain line. And slow ball this from Grant Williams. He's going to go to the butcher. Rowan Janssen van Rensburg, Dylan Richardson in the chase. Rowan Janssen van Rensburg taps it back. Comes off the legs of Vincent Tuka, Dylan Richardson. But judged to have knocked it on. Which I think is a little bit harsh. I think it comes off his legs there. He can't believe it either. Yeah, he's not happy there, Vincent. Let's have a look at this. Rowan Janssen van Rensburg goes up, he taps it back. Yeah, it comes off the boot of Vincent Tuka. I think it's a very harsh scrum to award to Ulster. Yes, hello, welcome to the Shark Tank. Go Sharks! There we go. Everybody seems to be backing the home side. 84% of people in the poll reckon it's going to be a win. Just the 3% back in the draw. I don't think a draw is very likely here. Right, as I said, we've had 2 scrum penalties so far. Ball coming loose there. Goes inside, does Flannery. Dylan Richardson trying to get over that ball. Messy ball for Moore. Right, not many options here, so John Cooney is going to go to the boot. And Aaron Sexton getting out there. Good take from Werner Kok. Under a lot of pressure as well, but presents the ball very well. Good work there from the wing. And they go short to Tuka Ngunu, who, as we can imagine, is going to carry a lot today. Grant Williams taking his time. He's going to go to the box kick once again. a good kick as well. Ball pops off of the, I guess, the shoulder of Lowry. No advantage or anything, and Ulster back toward the 22. Ryan Jansen from Rensburg there to make a tackle and tries to get over the ball as well. I'll tell you what, talk about a one-man army. Ryan Jansen from Rensburg putting in a serious shift so far. Oh, that's a good tackle as well from Pepsi Buthelezi on Harry Sheridan. Ulster getting no ascendancy, and so they'll go to the boot of John Cooney. Couple of chasing hard there. British Chamberlain goes inside. So Kieran Bosch tries to step away from Tom Stewart, who is equal to the task. Makes a good tackle. Franz Penta putting in a scrum half. Big hit coming on to Dylan Richardson from Jeff Tumaga Allen. Back to British Chamberlain in the pocket. He lifts it high for a couple of chases. Bernard Cox getting there. Trying to time his jump well. And it pops back towards Ulster. And Moore's under a bit of pressure there. And a lot of pressure at the rack there coming from Ulster as the Sharks coming through the big counter rack, but from the side is the core, and they've conceded a penalty for straying. I think they had, if they just gone through the gate, they could have easily won that back. But it was Hanu Jacobs who's been pinged there for coming from the side. It was a pretty easy decision for the referee to make. Rob says bookies got the Sharks to win at 1.4, Ulster at 4.2. Well, so far the bookies are pretty on song, although I think the Sharks, for all that they have looked a better team early on, have yet to have really dominated. What's going on here? We're having a drinks break. Why? This whole water break thing. Really, I mean, if you've had 50 minutes of rugby here, chaps, how are we having a water break? This has to go. This has to be done. We cannot be having 15-minute water breaks. It's ridiculous. I just want to watch rugby. Can't be sitting here every 15 minutes having a water break. Chaps are getting towels out there. It is very hot in their defense, but still. Yep, ice towels being handed out. I'll tell you, it's quite luxury out there. The weather in Durban apparently is 26 degrees. The humidity is 71%. And in Johannesburg, it is sitting at 29 degrees, humidity of 29%. I'll tell you right now, it felt a lot hotter than that earlier on. And it will still be 29 degrees later when the Glasgow Warriors will run out at Ellis Park against the Lions at about 4 o'clock. We will be live for that game, so come and just join us for the rest of the day. Also, lots of Six Nations actions coming up. Kieran Bosch shouting out a lot of instructions there. I remember you. Right, let's have a poll, people. What do you think we should have a poll on? What can we... we can do some research out here. This is what this channel's for, We're adding a lot to the rugby research thing. Let's have a poll. Will Kieran Bosch get himself back into the box eventually? Let's do that. Will Kieran Bosch play for Springboks again? Will Kieran Bosch play for the Springboks again? Yes or no? Very easy answer. I actually quite like that poll. Playing some really impressive rugby at the moment is Kieran Bosch, and didn't get really any opportunities to play when he played for South Africa. The question is, will he get another opportunity to play for South Africa again? So this is what's out there. See if a couple of people are already jumping on the vote. Please do keep voting. Also, please do keep subscribing to the channel. We require your support there. You want to see all the subscribers. You want to get all the numbers in here. We're on the road to 23,500 subscribers. So you can help us get there if you go and hit that subscribe button. And we're about 150 odd people away from there. So add your name to the list there, chaps and ladies. Right, 8 tackles made by the Sharks and 2 missed. 37 tackles made from Ulster, 7 missed so far. So tells the story of how much Sharks have dominated possession so far. Also looking to bring out the rolling more. First time we've seen that this game, and it's going pretty laterally at the moment. They're going to have to use it here. As John Cooney will be floating around. Now they're starting to get a bit of front foot ball. Nice strong carry there for Stuart Moore, very direct. Now they're coming back inside. A good take actually of Geordie Murphy. I don't think he was expecting that. Now Sheridan. Dylan Richardson lurking. And the charge kick was charged down. Cooney's coming to try and clean up here. Drifting aside, yes, John Cooney. Gets the way to Luke Marshall. Not a knock on there. Mike Lowry under a bit of pressure. Francois Fence tackling him. Almost at risk of going high. I think there is a penalty advantage for that tackle. And, yeah, still penalty advantage here. And they'll go back to the penalty. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Ulster, I'm taking the points here. If I'm Jeff Muir, I think it's Francois penalty. Yeah, just they are slipping up. Nothing too dangerous there, but just slipping up. Right, Vic says, Sharks need to use the box kick more. Ulster shutting under the high ball. Yeah, I think it's a decent shout. Rob saying, which South African team has underperformed most of the season? The Lions. Yeah. Maybe you could do one for the... Yeah, to be fair, I think the Bulls are at risk of really underperforming. I think that if they don't sort themselves out quite quickly, I think they could be in trouble because, yeah, they're just not winning games at the moment. It's amazing how your season can very quickly start to slip away from you if you do start to get a bit of a bad streak. And they are going to take the 3 points here, or the attempt to take the 3 points here. But 15 seconds back on the shot clock, by the way. This actually might run down if they don't be too careful. No, he'll be fine. And John Cooney, yeah, I mean, that's a great kick. Splits the poles there, gets Ulster on the board. 5 points to 3. As I said, Sharks all possession so far, but not able to really, convert that to points, and they need to try and improve that at the moment. Just need to tighten things up a little bit. I think they've had some nice moments early on. Just need to start stringing things together a little bit better. We've got 26 votes in the poll, by the way. We are asking, will Kern Bosch play for the Springboks again? Go and cast your vote there. There's 84 people in the stream, only 26 votes. Means only 1 in 3 of you guys are actually voting on that. Go down the centre of the park there again from the kickoff, but this time Ulster away to that. And they're just outside 22, so Cooney can't go and straight into touch. He's got Flannery outside him. He goes to Moore. It's a pretty poor pass to Goy and not too much on, so he just hammers it upfield. And it bounces awkwardly a bit for Kern Bosch, who just takes his time. He's got Pes Boudelezi outside him, but he wants to go to the boot and he hammers that down the middle of the park. Now Flannery, he's got Lowry outside him. He's going to look for touch. I don't think it's his best touch finder. Yeah, I think it's just skewed off his boot. And it's going to pretty much halfway between the 22 and the 10 meters. So not a particularly good kick from the Ulster number 10. And that will allow the Sharks to have a line out in a pretty good territory here. But I see something a bit different from the line out. The Sharks. We saw Ulster try and go into the maul. Didn't really work, but let's see what the Sharks can cook up here. Dan Euster with the ball in hand. They go to Brad Krobler. And Dylan Richardson going straight to Grant Williams. Got a lot of options there. Goes to Francois Fenter. Now quick ball from Grant Williams. This time they change the point of attack. As Bosch goes down the left-hand side. Good offload. And Tunu is there, but Dwayne Vermeulen is lurking. Dwayne Vermeulen has turned it over. Dwayne Vermeulen's off. Look at... Oh, it's just disrespected. Johan Jans van Rensburg. Goodness me. He's just shoved him in the face and said, yeah, actually bugger you. Oh, no, Dwayne. We can't do that. The poor lad. The poor lad. Now, oh no, that's horrible. Are they going to go over? Werner Klock has missed the ball. And I tell you what, he was at risk. Oh, they won the penalty. I tell you what, Werner Klock almost made a complete mess of that. I want to see his handoff again. That was disrespectful from Dwayne Vermeulen. It's just... Johan Jans van Rensburg, he's been one of the strongest players in the game. And he's just manhandled. He's just shoved him in the face and said, actually, F off. Away with you. Away with you. That was a good tackle in the end there for Bernard Cock. And he gets up and gets over the ball. And he had to make it because he almost made a bit of a hash of it as the kick ahead. He basically missed it. So all of a sudden was under a lot of pressure. Sharks line. They're trying for the more, but not going anywhere. Grant Williams has come and joined them to try and get the ball out. And Grant Williams goes to the boot. And it's straight into touch, which means that it'll be all the way back toward the 22. That's a big mistake from Grant Williams. He holds his hand up and apologizes to his teammates. And he has allowed Ulster right back onto the doorstep here. Rob says, Sharks, all the money could end ninth or worse. Yeah, in terms of underperforming teams. Blue Monster says, do you think at least you retire from international rugby after the World Cup? Yeah, I don't know actually. I think if we win it, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he needs to from a playing perspective. He might. Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's not going to make the next World Cup, so this will be his last World Cup. Whether he should retire immediately or whether he stays on for a couple of years, I don't actually know. John says John needs a buckle up. Definitely, even when he played for Lions, yeah, look, he had that season where he was absolutely brilliant. This is a pretty good maul here from Ulster. They've got themselves into the 22, and they've got a penalty advantage as Cooney goes to Tumaga Allen. Good couple of phases there for Ulster. Oh, and Luke Marshall trying to come in the angles, got straight through his hands, and they go back for the penalty. They'll be up against the touchline, so I don't think that they'll have a shot at goal here. We'll probably just kick to the corner, but they'll have a 5-meter line on it if they do. And Sharks all of a sudden at risk of going behind. Match is on TV. It's being shown on Supersport. Else, what you can do is you can go and get ExpressVPN, and you can go and watch it on URC TV, for example. It is not on any free-to-air broadcasters, unfortunately. It's not on any sort of RTEs or the likes. The drinks are on me. So if you're down, we can make it downtown. Let me see around. All the drinks are on me. Do 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 do. That's a good line for Ulster. They're about 8 meters out, going a bit lateral, but now starting to get a bit of forward momentum. Yeah, they're slowly getting there. They're slowly getting there. They're slowly getting there. Another penalty. Sharks under the cosh here. You can see all the celebrations there. The backline players saying to their forwards, come on, keep going, keep going. You guys are on the doorstep here. Keep grafting. Oh, he scored. Oh, I missed that. How did I miss that? I thought it was a penalty that he was indicating. Oh, there. Oh, hello. I completely... From the camera angle, you actually can't see it because on the other side. Well, they've scored. Who knew? That's not a good moment. I've never had that on stream, you know. Here I am thinking, cool, you're going back for the penalty. I was wondering why you were so chuffed for the penalty, but yeah, I mean, I just didn't see it. Right, well, Ulster scored 5 points to 8. See, I'm so busy trying to find out how you guys can watch the game and see if there's a free-to-air broadcast, which when I last checked there wasn't. There isn't, by the way. Then I missed the try. Let me stay on task here. This is before I've even had the beers. George Jackson, I hope Sharks win. Are you going to watch the Irish match at 2050? Yeah, so I will be doing the Irish match, which is directly after this. And we'll also be live for the Lions game, for those that want to watch the Lions versus Glasgow Warriors. But Italy versus Ireland, I'm very excited actually, because I really like the Italian side. Very much Team Italy. The Azzurri, Forza! Forza Italia! And Cooney is very good with his boot and gets straight over. Ulster leading by 5 points. 10 points to 5 is the score. And it's the reserve hooker who dove over in the end, Thomas Stewart. Trying for me and working really hard, and then just jumping. He's actually untouched in the end. But once again, they're going down the middle. It's obviously a bit of a tactic there, and they're going after Mike Lowry. He's been wrapped up by Verticock. Verticock's gone straight over as well. And yeah, I also had to scramble a bit there to secure that ball. Not the best pass there to Tumaga Allen. So also a little under pressure at the moment from the kickoff. And this clearance comes just outside the 22. So yeah, attacking line for the Sharks. Now opportunity for them to try and turn the table on Ulster, who currently lead by 5 points. And yeah, I'm going to close the poll when you get to 50 votes. Will Kerr and Bosch play for Springboks again? Go and vote quickly. Just one more vote and I'll close the poll, and then we can do another one at halftime. Do a halftime poll. Francois Fenter. It's a strong carry from him, going very direct to the back of the line up there. Grant Williams now. Dan Ulster. Grant Williams. Dylan Richardson. Well read. Lots of runners, lots of options for Grant Williams whenever he seems to be sort of drifting. Kieran Bosch inside ball to run. Jans van Rensburg once again finding a meter or two. Takes 2 to stop, and Nick Timoney equals to the task. Pepsi Buthelezi showing go himself. He gets up towards the 22 as well. Grant Williams very flat to Vincent Tuka. Pretty tackle on him. And it's Dwayne who's putting in a good shift so far. Kieran Bosch. Very, very well read there. Good defensive read there from Craig Gilroy. He comes off his line earlier, makes the tackle, and Sharks have lost a couple meters. Now Vincent Tuka looking to put them back on the front foot. But physically wise, I've been quite impressed with Ulster. Parkman around Jans van Rensburg carrying. Pepsi Buthelezi spinning away from the tackle. That's an he's lost the ball in contact. Nick Timoney's popped it up to the try scorer, Tom Stewart rather. And they've kicked to the head. And Buddha Chamberlain's going back. So a couple of options. We've got Kieran Bosch on his left. Buddha Chamberlain wants to go himself. He's a little bit isolated though. And the ball is turned over. I'll tell you what, this could be a runaway try. Not quite. That's a huge thumping tackle from Werner Koch. Looked like Ulster had the numbers. And Werner Koch, all in all tackle on Luke Marshall, has very much complex down. But now Mike Lowry getting involved, sidestepping, being brought down by Vincent Tuka. Ulster still with possession just outside the 22. Good defensive read there from Jans van Rensburg, and he's caught Fanny behind the advantage line. Lots of Sharks players piling in at the ruck as well, but Ulster do secure their ball. It goes short to Geordie Murphy. Quick ball for Cooney to Mike Lowry. Mike Lowry goes himself. Vincent Tuka trying to get over that ball. Has to release it though. John Cooney now going towards the right hand side. And the inside ball is to no one. Grant Williams has picked it up though. And he's brought in Kieran Bosch, who's brought down by the opposite number. Ball available. Werner Koch at scrum half. Goes to Grant Williams, the first receiver. Pepsi Buthelezi. Pops it up to Dan Ulster. Makes a few yards. Sharks into the half of Ulster. At first receiver was Hugo. Buddha Chamberlain. Not too much on, so he just chips it over the top. Thakia Abrams is lurking. Thakia Abrams into the corner. Well, Buddha Chamberlain will take a bow. Not too much options. A lot of space in behind. I'll tell you what, there are not too many players in the field faster than Thakia Abrams. That is why he's off to the top 14. That sort of speed, that finishing ability is going to be hot property. And bang, bang, bang. The Sharks are back. They have leveled the points. He's gone under the poles as well, so there should be a easy conversion for Kieran Bosch. And yeah, I mean, it's just really great awareness of space. Ball chips over the top. Thakia Abrams up against... no chance. No chance. He's always going to have the pace, isn't he? He's always going to have the pace. And what a little good intervention that was from Buddha Chamberlain. Sharks hit back. Sharks will lead after the conversion. That is to come from Buddha Chamberlain. Buddha Chamberlain from Kieran Bosch, rather. I'm having a bit of a mare here, aren't I? Right, so we asked, do you think that Kieran Bosch will play for the Springboks again? And 56% people say yes, 43% saying no. So pretty cut down in the middle there, really. 57 people have voted. And Kieran Bosch does add the extra 2. The Sharks are back in the lead with 10 minutes to go until half-time. Shame, look at all those poor people having to support the Sharks. Could never be me. Could never be me. Deontay's ban done this year. Correct. It ends in August. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do from a playing perspective. You're still a champ, Steve. Thank you, F. Dixon. I appreciate that. I need that affirmation because I am having a bit of a meh. And maybe it's because the beers haven't started that I'm struggling at here. So half time, beers are going in the fridge because yeah, I need to sort myself out here. And oh, that pizza looks one. Imagine that is so prime. I mean, Matt, you're sitting at a table, eating a pizza, drinking a beer, watching live URC rugby. I need to experience that. I need to experience that. That's how I'm watching. The next time I go down there, that's how I'm watching. Kids are in the pool. Tough life. Man's got his goggles. That is a pro swimmer. Oh, jeepers, somebody's come flying in there. So, hey, go back to the entertainment shows. It's sometimes better than the rugby. I'll tell you what, though, I think I'm gonna have to make a trip to that Sharks restaurant and watch a game whilst eating a pizza and drinking a beer and just having several beers being brought to you. Yo, imagine you don't even have to go anywhere to get the beers. The beers just come to you. Ah. Yeah, I need to do that. I'm actually watching cricket in the long room in a couple of weeks' time on the first day of the first test. It's going to be fun. But anyway, 12 points to 10. We have restarted after another water break. And it goes down the throat of Pep Lazy. Almost gets through the first cycle of Tom Stewart. Now Grant really taking his time. Can't go straight into touch here, Grant. You did that last time. There's that high in the air though, and it is floating towards touch. And falls back the side of Ulster, so that's not the particularly good kick from Grant Williams. But Dan Eustace has gone over that ball, and he's turned over illegally, so he's conceded the penalty, and that's a coach killer. I mean, Neil Powell will not be happy with that. You know, you can see, you can see very well that he's not happy with that. You've just scored a try, you've got yourself on the front foot, it's a pretty poor kick, you then concede a penalty, and all of a sudden, Ulster are back on the doorstep here, and Flannery can kick this in touch just inside the 22. And they'll have an attacking line-out. It's a very good kick as well. And the last time they had attacking line-out, they scored from it. Bloom say, I saw rumours of Deante joining the Sharks. I love him at the tank. No, surely we deserve him. Surely the Lions get to keep him. We made him who he was. He's nothing before us. Now, just give us a year or two. Vic says, Sharks need to buy Edifon and Merva to replace Tucker Abrams. No. He's our player. Leave him. Are you in South Africa? I am in South Africa. It's very hot over here. Looking a pretty good maul here from Ulster. It's starting to slow down. Renio Hugo is working pretty hard, but I think he's actually going to have to depart. And now it's sort of fractured a bit, and it's still moving forward. Now it's moving forward at a rate of knots. I tell you what, Tom Stewart is eyeing that try line. They are 5 meters out. They've thrown in Stewart more. This is going to be a try. This has to be a try, and it is a try. What did I say last time they scored from attacking lineup? They scored a try, and Tom Stewart has got a brace. Man off the bench. And the Sharks, well, Neil Powell will be absolutely livid. You've just scored a try. You're on the front foot. You can see the penalty just off the kickoff, and all of a sudden you find yourself behind again. That is dreadful. Tisk. And Lions are forward up here. I'll sponsor him. I'll give him some beers. You give him some beers, and what else can we offer him? I'd say protein and stuff like that, but yeah, probably not the best thing to be helping him out with at the moment. And John Keane will line up his third kick of the day. So 2 from 2 so far, 35 meters to one on the right-hand side. The first one on the right-hand side, the other two on the left, which obviously favors the right for a kicker. And yeah, all of a sudden, I mean, in terms of the lead, I tell you what, the lead is trading a lot at the moment. Sharks led, then Ulster, then Sharks, now Ulster again. Coming from behind to take the lead. John Cooney, it's a good looking kick as well. Gone straight down the middle. It's a great kick from Cooney, and he restores the 5-point lead that Ulster had a few minutes ago. And the Sharks, yeah, that's just an absolute waste. Absolute waste. You've run, it was a good try as well. Great try, well crafted. Taking opportunities, which they haven't been doing so far this game. And then the first thing you do is you have a really poor kick from Grant Williams, a penalty from Dan Eustace, and yeah, all of a sudden you're back behind. It's a good take from Mike Lowry. They're looking to try and run out of the 22. Mike Lowry, he's still going as Lowry, not the biggest, in fact, very small as Lowry, but got good turn of pace, very good attacking fullback. But you're not the biggest chap. He stands at just 1.7. He's 80 kgs. He's a small lad. And I thought we almost shared a birthday there 2 days before me. Well, a couple of years as well. He's younger than me. Cock almost guilty going off his feet there. And Vincent Tuka very aware as the ball bobbles out of that ruck. Now Dwayne Vermeulen, well, Dan Eustace is very isolated. Dwayne Vermeulen is going to win a penalty. Dwayne Vermeulen, chaps, is back. He is playing some very good rugby today. It's what we like to see. Garth April, I think he went to Japan. I don't know if he's still playing. I think he's still playing. I think he's over in Japan. I went there from the Sharks. Maybe an inverter and a generator will be a good start. If you no, Dwayne's down. Dwayne's down. Get him off. Get him off. Get him off. Overall, his grade is 90 at the moment. He's carrying 81.3, passing 85.3. Interesting. Interesting. His defending has been 93, 83 for lineout. He's taking a while to get back up here as Dwayne and sees a bit of an ankle injury. Hey, protect our number 8. Get him off the field. We need him. We need him. And that's just Vincent Dwayne from here. Straight over down URC says, thank you very much. You're not moving me. Bang, bang, bang. There were a lot of doubts last year about whether Dwayne Famino is still going to be... Oh, no, that's a horrible line. I'll turn over ball down Ulster to Cohen Bosch. Tell you what, the counter-attack is here. Francois Fenter. Oh, that's a huge hit. Goodness me. That's pretty well done from Francois Fenter, but Gilroy has shot up and hammered him. Cohen Bosch, good hands. It's Lucky Abrahams who runs into Luke Marshall. And that's a scrum cap of his. Dan Ulster now. So you're doing a lot of carrying today as Ulster. Now Grant Williams. Going to go to the butcher. And it's been charged down. His kicking's not been good today. Nick Timoney, the man who's the ball falls to. He's brought down by his opposite number, Vincent Stuka. Now Elster looking to go down the left-hand side. Flannery tips over the top. They've used that ship quite effectively. This one's a bit too far. And Cohen Bosch, Buller Chamberlain rather, does very well with the bounce. Runs into Dylan Richardson. Not quite obstruction though. I think it's actually benefited Ulster running into him. And Grant Williams goes to Tuka Ntunu. Now Grant Williams once again with the box kick. He's kicked really poorly today, must be said. That looks a bit better. Although it's going to go out in the full. It is going to go out in the full. I'll tell you what, Grant Williams, for always call that first try, he is having a bit of a chocker with the boot and a very stern-looking cheapers. Neil Powell looks pissed off. I want to see this Francois Fenter tackle. Cheapers me. Gilroy came in and hammered him. Let's look at this. Boom! Cheapers, that's it. I mean, he literally did a full somersault there, did Francois Fenter. And he stayed down here as Francois Fenter. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. That was big. Nothing wrong with the tackle at all. He just hits him so hard. It's a great tackle. Cheapers. Yeah, you see, every now and again, you think, well, maybe I should play some rugby. And then you watch a tackle like that, and I'm like, no. If somebody tackle like me, like, I die. I don't think I'm walking away from it. I will just quit in life. I'll be like, right, chaps, it's been real. I'm out. I mean, look at this. What a read. Bang. In fact, he actually kind of jumps into the tackle, which doesn't help. It's a huge tackle on him. And now he's getting some strapping done. Yeah, he's going to feel that tomorrow morning. So if you're around, we can make it downtown. Let me see you around. All the drinks are on me. Drinks are not on me. So I'll let you know that, yeah, I'm not buying drinks tonight for anybody. I do not have the money, do not have the funds for that. It's a good song, but no, I'll not be buying the drinks. Anyway, we've got a replacement here. I'm trying to work out who he's come on for, but Ethan McElroy is on the park. The number 23 jersey. I'm trying to work out who he replaced. And I think he's butchered this year, has Tom Stewart. Reline out. We're going to have a reline out. I've never heard the phrase reline out. Maybe I would still do it though. Can't afford a petrol. I mean, literally. How does Zach? Hope you're well. Airport starts next week. It does. We are in Bahrain. And yeah, we will be live for the entire race weekend. It should be quite fun, actually. So if you are a Formula 1 fan, even if you're not a Formula 1 fan, come and hang out with us next week. We will be doing some Formula 1, which is going to be quite exciting. And obviously the rugby will continue. Don't stress. Plenty of rugby coming up. 4 games that we're doing today. Stuff we do for you guys. 4 games. We've got concurrent streams. We're going to operate. I'm not a surgeon, but I can operate. There's another good looking more here. It's gone down. Is the ball going to be available for Cooney, or is this going to be turnover ball? Venture took a try and get his hands in there. The ball is available at Cooney. And yeah, so somebody does come in to help in the form of Aaron Sexton, who pops it up to Stuart Moore, who is well held by Dylan Richardson. Ball available. But Cooney under a lot of pressure there at the ruck. And support does arrive. And Jordy Murphy's helping out at scrum half. Now Cooney eventually gets back to Flannery. Pretty flat from Dave Muir, and Grant Williams is there, but a very nice, intelligent pass. Great. Oh, good hands as well. Luke Marshall. Oh, is that not forward? I think the referee's going to have a look at it afterwards, but can he run into the corner? Oh, I think he's out. I think he's out. Aaron Sexton. Well, first of all, I think they're going to have to look at the pass. Even without the pass, I do think he's gone out here. Looks to be a good tackle. Should never have been this close, to be honest, but... I think it's a forward pass, first of all. I think the grounding is not even an issue at all, but I do think it is... Adult 18 chat. Should I get involved, Oaks? Like, apparently, is Stephen feeling alone? Oh, it's lonely out here in the studio, chaps. It's not fun. You sit here by yourself all the evening, all afternoon. The only company I have is my beer, and you guys, and I mean, I don't even know how good looking you guys are. This is the thing. Are any box playing for Sharks right now? No. Oh, no. Well, I suppose Grant Williams has kind of been part of that squad. But first of all, you're going to have a look at the pass. Good little off from Dave Muir. Yeah, I think that's the pass in question. And then if you're looking at the ground, he comes inside, goes outside. Grant Williams, Buddha Chamberlain. Yeah, I mean, he's well out anyway. So it's either going to be a line out on the 5 meter for the Sharks, or it's going to be a scrum back on the 10. Let's look at this pass over here. Big, good hit from Grant Williams, and Dreyfus says, thank you very much. Just pops it over the top. Good ball over the top to Luke Marshall. That, I think, is forward. That is where I think the forward pass is. We're going to look at the direction of the hands. That's forward. Right, so Shark scrum on the 5 meter line, 10 meter line rather. Yeah, forward pass is the call. And with 2 minutes to go, it will be a scrum on the 10. Well, 1.5 minutes really. 1 minute and 40 and 18 seconds. We're going to be very specific. 78 seconds if you want to get even more specific. I can't, however, get any more specific than that. And yeah, I think Neil Powell's going to be very straight. I think they're going to get talking to at halftime. I think to the fact that they're going to go in with a deficit, I think Neil Powell will be, yeah, not a happy camper at all. So, yeah. And I'll tell you what, we're sitting on 2,345 subscribers. So if 5 of you guys can just quickly subscribe, then at least we can go into halftime 23,350. You know, for like those people who are a little bit OCD, you know. Another strong carry there from Marion Jans van Rensburg. Can the Sharks score some points before halftime? Penalty advantage here as well. And Karen Bosch will launch down the left-hand side. They do have a penalty. And yeah, late opportunity here for the Sharks. Karen Bosch is fuming, and probably rightfully so. He's just kicked a brilliant 50-22. And the referee's come and blown for the penalty, which means he's going to have to try that again. So he won't be very happy because now they're going to be shorter than he was. But still a decent kick. They're just outside 22. It will be the last move of the game as the clock does turn red. The siren is going. And Yeah, can the Sharks score some points and go into and just try and make the old pals team talk a little bit less aggressive. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. Bloom said, do you think the Cape Town Formula E track suitable for F1 when they come here? Well, not the one that they're doing today. It's the street circuit. Just go to Kalami. It's like down the road from me. I can actually even hear the cars at the moment for the Kalami 9 now. Meow. I've actually got an old classmate who's racing the Formula E. Good hand. Oh, I was going to say good hands, but the boss goes behind Werner Koch, who's then left it behind as well. Turnover ball for Ulster, I tell you what. And he's hammered it ahead, and Lowry's after it. And Curran Bosch will run that out. And that is a bit, I wouldn't say butchered, but not good from the Sharks. Halftime score 12 points to 17. Once again, I'm going to go put in the new poll and say, can the Sharks come back to win? Yes, no. Answer that poll during halftime. Again, when I get back here, I expect to see that that subscriber mark at 20,250. But yeah, so go and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Vote on that poll. Get your beverages. I'm actually going to grab a 6-pack of beer and throw it in my fridge. So that's what I'm going to do during halftime. You guys are going to get yourself sorted. You guys do what you guys got to do, and I'll see you guys in a few. Hey, round. Right, and we are back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And it is the second half about to get underway. The Sharks trailing to Ulster, 12 points to 17. And we asked the halftime poll whether you think the Sharks can make a comeback and win the game. And we're going to end it at 74% people saying, yeah, don't stress. They'll win. They'll win. 25% people saying, nah, they're done. They're done. Let's find out, shall we? As Steve Flannery gets things underway, he sort of just chips down the right-hand side of the kickoff. Cabran Cobbler underneath it. Good take from him. Load change starting in 55 minutes. What a nice notification to get. You know, just wonderful, wonderful. Couple of carries here, giving Grant Williams an angle for the kick. Grant Williams has had a fantastic start to the game. He scored a try, but has really struggled with the boot, and something he needs to try and sort out if he wants to try and play for high honours like for this ring box, for example, and really needs to sort of get that part of his game sorted. Good, I thought it almost looked like a good time for Thackeray Abrams. He's getting the timing just off as McAvoy goes down. Penalty for Ulster for Thackeray Abrams tackling the man in the air. But what do we think of that first half, people? What are we saying here? I thought that Sharks had moments where they looked really good. A couple of nice stick handling, some nice physicality on display at some stage, but then just not being very accurate. I think defensively, they've been a bit suspect. That more becoming a very big issue. Yeah, just like everyone's getting his timing completely wrong there. Conceding that penalty, and Ulster all of a sudden, with a line out, that's about 22. Now, what has really worked well for Ulster is the maul. They put it to really good use and scored 2 backs. In fact, the man with ball in hand, Tom Stewart, came on in the 3rd minute after John Andrew was actually substituted for an HIA. And he came on and he scored 2 tries in that first half. The back there anymore. And there he is with ball in hand, giving a very flat to Stewart Moore. Big hit from him onto the likes of, I think it was Dan Uster and Richardson. Now we're on Jens van Rensburg, who I think is very much in sort of the man of the match territory for the Sharks so far. It's been a really good shift from him. Now Shanahan. Good hands, good hands. All of us have a bunch of space for Sexton. It comes inside. Well, it's a very good tackle from Thackeray Abrams, and I don't know what Vernon Cock was doing, but he launched himself in and around. And then just without then 5 minutes, as John Cooey goes on to snipe on himself, driven back by Hanu Jacobs. Rory Sutherland carrying well there. Ulster very close here. Penalty advantage as well, I think. Counter right now, no penalty advantage. So composure needed Jeff Ulster. Stewart fires the ball out. Oh, and it's a little knockdown from Buddha Chamberlain. And Lowry comes away with it. Flannery there. Now somebody pick the ball up. Offside is the call. Okay, that might actually save them as well, because it almost looked like a little knockdown. But offside. This is Travel City here for the Sharks, because they're right in the 5 meter anyway. They're going to chip this out and have a go. And they've scored 2 tries at the back of that rolling more. So unless the Sharks have discussed and found something in half time to start to be able to repel this more, this could very well be try number 3 for Tom Stewart, who must be licking his lips at the prospect of a hat-trick down in Durban if he were to get a try at the back of a rolling more, which you imagine is coming here as they do kick it out. And we're 3 away from 2,350, so I was hoping to come back to that, but you guys kind of let me down a little bit. So, those people that aren't subscribed, so I'm telling you right now that there will be people who are unsubscribed, or not subscribed rather than unsubscribed. And Dylan Richardson has pickpocketed. How has he done that? Oh, you tell you what, as they come down, Dylan Richardson just emerged with the ball. It's a turnover ball here for the Sharks. No. This would be mental. This would be absolutely mental. Stewart Moore has gone and dived on the ball. And I think what he's trying to see... Yeah, so Grant Williams, I think basically what they're saying is he reckons the ball was out. That's his... This is interesting. So Grant Williams has hands on the ball, and Stewart Moore has gone and just dived on it. So checking to see if it's onside. Oh! The try is good. That is the weirdest try you will ever see. This is bizarre. That is the strangest try you will ever see. Literally, so Grant Williams has gone to pick it up and almost sort of put it back down. By therefore, with virtue of it being out, and Stuart Moore's just gone and died on it and said, "Cool, thanks, it's out. Try stand," and it does stand. That is, I'll tell you what. Grant Williams started this game like a house on fire. He has now been responsible for maybe 2 or 3 tries being scored because of very poor kicking, and then they're just getting it completely wrong. But that is still the weirdest try we will see today. That is absolutely bizarre. Well, I tell you what, in terms of fortuitous tries, that is really up there. That I can't believe you just watched that. That is absolutely bizarre. Well, there we go. There we go. And just like that, Ulster are 12 points ahead. 24 points to 12 after 4 minutes. Stuart Moore with one of the most fortuitous and easiest tries you'll ever score. Didn't even have possession. That's bizarre. Anyway, so the Sharks trying to sort of rebuild. Jeff Francois Fenter carrying strongly there. Grant Williams is going to have to really step up his game if you're going to try and get the side back onto the front foot. Penalty for the Sharks. Steve, don't forget your phone is plugged in. I'm just going to grab it if it's not if it's plugged in. Right, decision time here. Kieran Bosch with ball in hand. You're going to have a shot at goal. I don't think that's the worst idea. They haven't had points in a while. And, yeah, I think this is a pretty good idea. Just get themselves, within 9 points. You can slowly knock this off. It's still very early in the second half. So, yeah, I think this is a good decision from the Sharks going to take in the 3. Give yourself 12 points, 24, 18 points, 24, and then all of a sudden you're within a converted try of the lead. And I think it's a good call, to be fair. But what do we think about that try? I mean, I still can't believe it's happened. It is the weirdest try I've ever seen scored. Kieran Bosch has 12 seconds yet, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Yeah, and he's hooked it. That is so poor. Again, I think Neil Powell will be absolutely losing it. That is so poor from Kieran Bosch. The shot clock is on the screen. He knows how much time he's got. And he took his time. He then had to rush his kick and he's hooked it. No, come on. This has been a disaster class in the first 6 minutes here from the Sharks. They really got to step their game up here. You cannot arrive and make those kind of errors. From that try being scored, that penalty there, right in front of the pole, should have been a guaranteed 3 points, and he's made an absolute mess of it. Tucker Abrahams now throws a really poor pass to Pepsi Buthelezi, who's under a lot of pressure because of it. I mean, really, how do you just implode like this? Cohen Bosch now. High in the air there. Werner Koch is after it. Tell you what, someone who will run and work hard all game is Werner Koch. Lowry happy to just mark that. Run the clock down a bit, get some support back. He very much looks like an Irishman, doesn't he? Mimir saying, Sharks, you guys need some help from Dobber team to put the Mickey Mouse teams. Calling Ulster a Mickey Mouse team is a hell of a call. Calling the side who's been one of the top sides in the URC, currently sitting in third place, to call him a Mickey Mouse side is a huge call. I mean, if they win this game today, Ulster, they've won 9 matches out of 14. Stormers have won 10, so it's not like it's that much worse. Flat ball there to Ron Jans van Rensburg, who's working hard. Not a good solid leg drive from him. Deliberate lockdowns, a penalty advantage here for the Sharks. Francois Venter getting away from a couple of Ulster players. Yeah, having a word with Dylan Richardson about the way that he was being spoken to there. Wasn't happy, was the referee. Deliberate knock on though, so penalty for the Sharks, and they'll kick towards the corner. Yeah, another going for the corner. Again, if they'd gotten that 3 points, then all of a sudden you'd be kicking to get yourself within 6 points. But yeah, Cohen Bosch made a hash of it, and now they're going for the line. So yeah, I think the mentality seems to have changed. What I wanted to do, what did I want to do, what did I want to do? Search around me. I'm just trying to sort these out. Yeah, it's decent out there for the Sharks. Something doesn't seem to be right on my side. Penalty again for the Sharks. They're 5 minutes out. Now, question: do they just chip it over, take the 3 points? Decision time here for Pepsi Buthelezi. I tell you, I would still take the 3. I would be taking the 3 here. No, they're going to go for the line here. Not sure it's the right decision. I think that they need to get the scoreboard going. Yeah, I think they should be going for the points here. I understand that they're 12 points behind, but a lot of rugby still to play, and I think I still think that if you just get the scoreboard ticking and keep yourself within touching distance, it's very humid out there. Richardson finding a bit of space. Richardson just short. And are they over? Are they over? Are they over? Grant Williams, they are over. Well, there we go. They decided to be brave, and it's paid off for them. The Sharks are over. That brings them up to 17 with the kick to come, and I think it's Ntuko Unu who gets up and receives all the plaudits. Sharks hit back. They needed that. Yeah, once again, Ryan Jansen van Rensburg working really hard, getting over the advantage line, as he has the entire game. A couple of good phases. That's a good run there from Dylan Richardson. Needs to cut his hair, but we'll allow it for now. And then Ntuko Unu just literally picking it up, running away from a couple of players, and then he manages to get grounding as well. Matty Dixon saying, can't support the Sharks today. We need a Munster special here. Ulster wouldn't expect it. Come on, Sharks, says Louis Perez. Right, well, the kick does go over, so 19 points, 24. It is back to a 5-point game with half an hour to go. Look, it's been insane. I'll tell you, there's nothing else. There's been quite a few points here.
to watch when he is in the open field. Good man, my favorite against such fights. That time he just had to get 2 meters and he did it very, very well. Good carry from Richardson as well from the build-up. And it is the perfect response to that early second half score from Ulster Sharks. And you said, but they needed to score next. They needed something to ignite.
Right, restart goes down the right hand side. Pace boot lazy. Nice take underneath him. You're running at full speed. As tackled by Tom Stewart. Lowry making some good progress there, but a penalty for Ulster. And it's Francois Fenter who's guilty of continuing that. In at the side is the call. And yeah, I think it's an opportunity for Ulster just to breathe a little bit. They've really been under the pump the last sort of 5 minutes. And so yeah, give some possession back, get themselves into Sharks territory. Because after that very fortuitous try for Stuart Moore, they've been under siege. Sean O'Farrell saying Matthew Dixon, Ulster shoot themselves in the foot a lot. How do you work around load shedding? I've got a very kick-ass inverter under my feet over here, which keeps me going. I think load shedding kicks in at 4 here actually. 4 to 8:30. I mean, how is that for load shedding time? 4 to 8:30. It's just rude. But yesterday we had 6 to 10:30. I mean, really. But yeah, I do have an inverter, so we don't go down. Oh, that's a good line being run by Stuart Moore. Very good tackle by Dan Ulster. Good line being run by Tom Stewart. This is very good from Ulster. A lot of good intent here. Stuart Moore, first receiver. Oh, it's a great take as well. Sexton getting involved here. All of a sudden, Ulster with intent here. Jordy Murphy stepping away from Pitcher Tuku's had a very quiet half so far. Very good for the cross kick there. McElroy's there. And it's a good juggle there from Buddha Chamberlain. And then he hammers it ahead. Looking for touch as well, I think. Does find it. So not quite out of danger yet of the Sharks, but a good piece of intervention from Buddha Chamberlain. Well read. It's a nice little cross kick from Flannery and just creating a little bit of doubt. And we have a water break. I mean, really, a water break. Is that really what we need right now? Apparently it is. Sigh, 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 sigh. And wait for it. Another sigh. Anyway, I suppose if you're gonna have a water break, it's time for another poll. What should we be asking? Give me some questions to ask. Give me some things we can vote on. What are we saying? Give me something good here to use. Oh God, Sweet Caroline's on. I mean, really, Alex. We need to ban Sweet Caroline. Like, we need to have a conversation about this, chaps. We cannot be having the song played at every single stadium, every single time. Like, we've got it. It's got to be stopped. How do we stop this, people? How do we stop? How do we stop the Sweet Caroline repetition that has to come out at every single stadium, at every single moment? Someone should have to be on TV. Where's those oaks that like down the beer? That was prime television viewing. The two mates bang and they slot it. People on the cool drinks there. On the cool drinks there. I respect that. I respect it. Love a young cool drink. I mean, the beers are getting cold there. John Marburg says, Bosch consistent. Yeah, we already did do a Kern Bosch poll. I want to move away from Kern Bosch. Who is the best forever sports host? Ah, come on, people. You're looking at him. You can't replace the GOAT here, the OG. I mean, the other guys, they're fantastic, but I mean, are they this specimen? this athlete that you see in front of you. Oh, got it. What a line being run by McElroy. He's still going, McElroy. And he gets the offload away. And he gets to Murphy. Great bit of handling there from Ulster. And Werner Cocker surely are going to, see the penalty there. Oh, diving pass there from Shermore. Ball over the top to Aaron Sexton. Jeepers, he's quick. Good tackle being made there by Ryan Janssen van Rensburg. And Dylan Richardson now came from the side, slowing that ball down. Could also be penalty advantage. Now Tom Stewart, who is looking for his third try, carrying it up. Tunaga Allen now. Good work this year from Ulster. Jeepers, Roy Sutherland with a bit of intent there. Now Moore. Try scorer. Seeker was a no shot onto the park by the way. Oh, the handling. Sheridan is going to be just short here. Well, is Sheridan over, in fact? He is over. I tell you what, he is over. Ulster have scored their 4th try. They've hit back. And Harry Sheridan, what a carry that is. And the Sharks have royally cocked this up, if you ask me. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Some of the comments, Johnny might be saying black or white. Liam saying better to get to SA Cap. Should the Curry Cup go extinct? Listen. The Varsity Cup also plays it. I mean, come on. And especially the Varsity Cup. Like, they've got to be better than that. We can't be playing Sweet Caroline at the Varsity Cup. I mean, that is like the pinnacle of like good brands around the... And they're just diluting the product by adding that song. I'm not nothing against the song. Just can we move past it? Surely we can find another anthem to sing. Something cool. Clement says, Miracle Water Sharks will play now. Yeah, listen. Fortunately, didn't really work out that way. Very much was the Ulster who seemed to have gotten the Miracle Walk in that break. Aaron Sexton, Johnny Sexton, brothers, not to my knowledge, I don't think. Man is Gaster. Played 7s as well. But no, not the brother of Johnny Sexton. Now Cooney now with the conversion. He's kicked very well so far today. And pretty straightforward. And he does add the extras. Ulster get up to the 30 mark. 31 points to 19 with 22 minutes remaining. And worrying signs here for the Sharks. Worrying signs. Hey, we're up to 2,350. 23,350. Lekker. The Sharks second team is supposed to be up there. Look, Ulster also missing quite a few players, to be fair. Rugby needs better songs. Yeah, we do. So put it together, an essay call-up. I want to find something like controversial. Like, jeepers, they've unloaded the bench here. So that is Instuk Nkunu, Dan Jooster. I think Hano Jacobs come off, as was Francois Fenter. So they've unloaded the bench. Now, Hano Jacobs is still on, but Fez and Barter is on the park, as is Kwesi Mona, I think. No, sorry, Dejan Bleerler's on the field. I assume Lionel Cornier's on the field, which would be interesting to see where he's come on because, Francois Fenter's gone off the park. And you've now got Curran Bosch, Buddha Chamberlain, and Lionel Cornier all in the park, to my knowledge. And that's interesting to see the sort of dynamic. Who's going to play where? Who's gone into... I imagine that Duran Janssen will go to outside centre. Who's going to go into inside centre? We're going to see Lionel Cornier operate there. Vernicoff's gone to outside centre. Vernicoff's gone to outside centre. And then I assume Yao Pengfei's actually come on. Yeah, it is actually Yao Pengfei. Ship over the top from Ryan Vandenberg. Oh, he's picked it up as well. He's still going as well. And I tell you what, in a losing cause, he may up and hidden. The ex-Lions player. Ex-Lions legend, really. Iconic Lions player for those 2 matches he did play for us before returning. That's a good carry from Jano Jacobs. Sharks all of a sudden on the front foot. Good ball from Grant Williams popping up to Ryan Janssen van Rensburg, going himself. Looking for the offload as well. Right up against the touchline. Does manage to stay inside. They route it on the left-hand side. Inside the 22. Grant Williams now looking for options. And he goes to Fez and Barter. His first carry since coming on. Backed up by his fellow substitute and Dejan Bleerler. Now Curran Bosch. Oh, looking for the intercept there. And it's a knock-on. No advantage. They'll go back for the penalty for offside. Much, much better from the Sharks. Ryan Janssen van Rensburg basically just saying, I'll do this myself. I like the fussy one. Let's do the fussy one. Should Apalila Fassi move to Stormers? That's not a bad one. But not that he's playing, but maybe that's why we actually can talk about him. A couple of afters there. You're doing the Six Nations games too? Yebo. The Six Nations game. I will only be doing one. I will be doing Ireland versus Italy, which starts immediately after this game. So, in fact, you don't actually have to do anything. You basically just stay on the stream, and then afterwards we're going to redirect to Italy versus Ireland. And Paolo got busy. My boy is playing, so it's going to be fun. As the Sharks go for the line. Have they yet got another comeback in them? They've got 20 minutes, so they've got time. They do have time. It's very weird that my water is like making that sound when I open it. Like making me worried. It's supposed to be my beer that's gonna make that sound, which is in the fridge over there, prime for my Italian upset. Forza the Azzurri. Right, the Sharks more. What can they do? Milford here desperately trying to will on his teammates. Faison Barter giving it up to Grant Williams. Grant Williams going to Rowan Janssen Rensburg, popping up to Curran Bosch. Curran Bosch trying to get away from Luke Marshall. It's a good tackle from him. Stuart Moore over that ball as well. Sorry, it's Aaron Sexton over that ball. Really slow ball here. Grant Williams going to Emil van Heerden. Grant Williams now going to Faison Barter. He just puts his head down on the sides. Route 1 is the way. They are my football team. Curran Bosch popping up to Verdecock, and it's gone forward off him. And Hanno Jacobs has gone away with it, but it has gone forward off Werner Koch, who you can see the disdain in his face. Not happy. Not happy. Right, so 18 minutes left, and Sharks, they're gonna move something. They're gonna do something. They'll do it quickly because at the moment they're in trouble. I personally don't really see a comeback coming. So that's one player that deserves the Bok call up, in my opinion. That's playing or just in general, like on this field, like in this team, or just in general. If it's this team, I think Ryan Janssen Rensburg can still do a job. I mean, still, I think you could. I think that.
The free kick going away baskets outside their 22. They want to ask for another scrum.
I'm just trying to sort my presenters out so that we're all ready to go later. And they launch it downfield to Ulster from the free kick. Now, Buddha Chamberlain goes inside to Sigurd Noche. Tell you what, Sigurd Noche is another person. I just moved to the Lions, dude. Like, come on. Stop sitting bench for the Sharks. I mean, Sia Khaleesi is not there, and you're still sitting bench. Come to the Lions and become a star. I don't know where you play, actually, but we can find space for you. Buddha Chamberlain getting outside, getting into Tucker Abrams stepping inside. And I think the cameraman as well is just dusted that one. Good hands there from Bleuler. Short ball to Emil van Heerden, has been very active since coming on. Oh, jeepers, Dylan Richardson's gone to that thing and just hammered him in the chest with his knees. This is much better from the Sharks. Good continuity. Buddha Chamberlain going to Werner Koch. Werner Koch with help from Faison Barter. He's another one who I think needs to be making a move if he wants to get himself back on track. Again, I think the Lions will be a good destination for him. Curran Bosch now to Buddha Chamberlain. Buddha Chamberlain, Ryan Janssen Rensburg stepping inside one. Still going as Ryan Janssen Rensburg. I'd love to, I mean, the stats in terms of how many plays he's been, I'm actually going to check that because he's been epic so far. But it's a turnover ball, having said that. And,
excellent tackle from the camp. Another turnover going the way of Ulster. Chamberlain away from Madigan. For the kick.
And that's not a good kick from Tucker Abrams, so that's gone to touch. That's not a good moment at all. Right, what are we saying here? I see quite a few comments coming in here. What are we saying? Stevie G is saying, expecting my Stormers alone to carry the flag. Anthony is saying, in general, good to see most people have common sense according to the poll. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think you should be moving. Plus, the Stormers would be legal, says Josh. Mr. Catcher said, I'd also at 13 points or more. What do you think? I tell you what, they're sitting at 12 points at the moment. Yeah, could happen. I could see the Ulster scoring again. They're as Andrew Warwick comes in, Rory Southern replace. Plus, the Stormers would be epic, says Ruben Lover, so he's definitely endorsing that move. Are you going to be watching Lions versus Glasgow Warriors? No, is the short answer, but we will be live for it, so don't stress. Mark will be with you guys for that one, and I'll be watching Italy versus Ireland with you guys, so we can kind of sort of split our resource, get some multiple devices and stuff. I was actually getting my iPad so I can actually stream that. This is a really good rolling morph here from Ulster, by the way. No, we're not going to lose again. We're going to win today. Come on, back the buggers. This is a really good rolling morph. Not too many emerges from it. I mean, that morph's gone about 20, 30 meters. This rolling morph from Ulster has been very, very impressive. Oh, and as you said, Harry Sheridan knocks it on in contact. He's even scored a try. Now the kick has been hammered back. It's a really good clearance as well. I want to see the stats. I want to see what Ryan Jans van Rensburg has done today, because I think his stats are going to be quite impressive. He beat 4 defenders beaten. That's wrong. There's no way he's only beat. I mean, he beat 4 defenders in that one run. All right, 90 points, 31, 14 minutes, 16 16 turnovers conceded by the Sharks. Oh, that is dreadful. 16 turnovers. No, man, that is piss poor. You cannot be conceding 16 turnovers compared to Ulster's 4. Good little hands there. Werner Koch in a bit of a gap. And he gets away from Luke Marshall. Werner Koch, it's a 3-on-2. Buildup Chamberlain, is he going to go all the way? He is going to go all the way. The Sharks are going to hit back. Well, there goes the bet for 13 points. Buildup Chamberlain has yet another twist to the tail. Cameron right onto the park, by the way. Well, here we go. Is there yet a comeback? 24 points to 31. There's still time. Kick to come. Dion saying Sharks like a 5-minute comeback. Ruben saying, I hope the Sharks win so they can overtake the Bulls. Who took Henk from Beck from the Lions again? Nobody's injured. He's still there. Long-term contract. We should be giving him a contract till about 2028. A young 5-year deal. That's what we should be doing with him. Yeah, he's currently injured. Matthew says, I feel the Sharks should play their home games in Jan Feb in PE. Well, and they've got so many bloody Eastern Cape players. It's like the Eastern Cape Academy over there. But, yeah, I'll tell you what, is there yet another twist in the tail, as I said, because it is less than 12 minutes left on the clock. And if Curran Bosch nails this, it's a 5-point game. It is a try. That's why the scoreboard is updated and everything. Sharks 24, Ulster 31. The kick to come, a very important kick this, and Curran Bosch cannot stuff this one up. Because this is a very, very important kick. And he's hooked it. Oh my living, that is such a vital kick, and he's hooked it. 7 points to lead. It'll be 5 points now. That is a dreadful kick. He's pulled that left. Curran Bosch has not been at the races with the kicking tee so far today, and that's pretty telling. That's huge as well. I don't know why we. I mean, so water break. The ice towels are out. Do you guys want to have a massage in between? Do you want to have some mimosas or something? Like, do you guys want a beer? Like, come on, chaps. I mean, you guys are getting wiped down. I mean, come on, lads. Come on, lads. You don't need to be having 4 water breaks. We've had 4 water breaks. Why are you? Oh, these weird stripes. Looks like they got cat whiskers. Very interesting face paint on display. Oh, the lads. Oh, the lads. Yeah, lads. She was also survived before she saw herself. Get that. Yeah, that's the thing. We need good tunes. We need good tunes out there. We don't need Sweet Caroline. We need some good tunes, and the buggers can just full send. Full send. Right, Zach saying Kerwin has been good lately. Well, not with the T today, but yeah, he has been. My opinion is that Mighty Buck is the greatest that can fly half. Big call, but its form at the moment certainly backing up the your backing. Miscatch saying Ulster with 13 plus still possible. Well, it is, but I mean anything's possible. But they're gonna have to score, mate. No. What are you teaching your child? Why is the first thing he wants to do, and he's like 5 years old, is turn around and just start twerking? Parenting people. Vic saying it's not over yet. Ruben's saying the water break thing is stupid. It changed the tempo of the game. What would be a good song at the game? Oh, should we do like a live stream for that? And you could like Steve's Stadium playlist. Drop some absolute bangers. Yeah, I'm putting in the spot here now. I've got to think of some cool tunes. I'll just drop my Spotify. Oh, that's a great kick, by the way. And it was almost a bit of a stuff up there from Larry. And he's allowed a lot of time for the chasing pack. Oh, he steps inside, though. And this is playing with fire. And eventually, Ulster do hammer it down. But they're not going to find touch. And, oh, that's a great kick. Lionel Kinnear, that takes a quick line. It goes to Curran Bosch. Curran Bosch. Almost through. Great tackle on him. Cameron Wright going to Honor Jacobs, who's gone through a good shift here. 69 minutes for a title. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, I think it's a great idea there. I think we need to have a show. We need to basically work out. Yeah, listen, Oaks. Honor Jacobs is a tight head that's been on for 69 minutes. Pull the poor bugger off. Oaks cramping. He's been through the wars today. Like tight heads are not built to make 70 minutes, chaps. Like I said, so squad for Box World Cup prediction video coming. Yeah, we are going to start doing that. We're going to be like a bit of like a Bok barometer type thing very, very soon. We start looking exactly where we think the squad's going to be. How do you think? Do you think the Sharks can come back? I think that kick is a very, very important moment. Inside ball from Niall Kinnear to Yao Pink there. Nice carry there from Fez and Barter. Look quite busy since coming on. Cameron Wright, quick ball. Just was Noche, his first instinct is to always sort of step off that left foot of his into the right hand side. Cameron Wright going to good hands from Dealer. Now Cornelia going to Bosch. Bosch going to Shireen from Rensburg, who goes short. Gets away from another two players. I'll tell you what, he's been good today. Cameron Wright going to Lionel Cornelia. Flat ball to Honor Jacobs. Oh, it's a big hit from him. I mean, this poor lad. Quite impressed with him actually in the loose. Emil van Heerden. Also been quite busy since coming on. Good. This is good from the right so far. Good distribution. Good tempo. Dylan Richardson. Advantage for I think a high tackle. He said. If we roll the dice here, Cornelia going short to Jacobs. Oh, first receiver. Silky. Now Yapink getting involved. Charge on the right hand side, just outside 22. Cameron Rice kick is charged down. We'll go back for the penalty. For a high tackle. Right, so this is a big moment for the Sharks. They can go to the corner. I think it's on Werner Koch. Yeah, I can just see just slipping a bit high there. It's quite a while back, actually. Just trying to go for the ball there. And, yeah, just slipping up there. It was Ian Madahan. And now, decision time. Because, yeah, they are going to go for the corner. A converted try would be level. Almost would have been tempted, I think, to take the 3 points. Get yourself within a try, well, within a converted try of winning the game. In fact, you wouldn't even need a converted try. You just need an unconverted try would win you the game if you took the 3 points. But they are backing themselves. Pheasant Barter is strolling down to the side, and he'll be feeding the line out. Well, Sneddon Humber is in fact starting for the Lions, and that game kicking off in 15 minutes. So. Yeah, that's what you want. Ask and you shall receive. Right, big Brody Moore this year for the Sharks. Look at him up on Heerden. Jumping up and down. It's very lateral at the moment for the Sharks. Now they're getting a bit of go forward ball. They've got the run on. And Stikobos Noche is just short. He turns and he does present it. And the ball's gone knocked on from Cameron Wright. Jeepers, that's scrappy, but Ulster do get it away. Cameron Wright is fuming. He's saying that there are players in the way. I think he was being pretty silly by trying to get it out so quickly. That is, I think, a bit butchered if you ask me. Cooney barking around at his players. Jeepers, just short. It's actually really well defended in the end by David McCann. Yeah, I'm not sure Cameron Wright has too much to complain about there. Richardson going flat to Ryan. Pops it up. Sigmund's and Notche. Please come to the Lions. Cameron Wright, long pass out to Lionel Cornier. He goes to Curran Bosch. Curran Bosch gets it away to Yao Penkley, who I think has dropped it. The up knock on. Too many handling errors from the Sharks. Too many handling errors. Now Sexton stepping inside. Cameron Wright is eventually brought in by Curran Bosch and just sort of throws the ball back inside. Also looking to keep the ball alive. John Cooney popping up to Cormac Izachuku. And now just happy to slow things down. Last 6 minutes, you kind of almost feel that was the chance that the Sharks needed. And yeah, it kind of did butcher it a bit, it must be said. What's your prediction for the URC Grand Final? I reckon Stormers will make it again. Yeah, I think Stormers Leinster would be the fair one. That would be the one, the two form sides that have been on a different level. Obviously, and then it would be in Ireland, which would make it quite tough. But that's the final I think we all won. Vincent Tuka at scrum off there. Good hands there from Lilo. Lionel Cornier firing behind Curran Bosch. Curran Bosch going to Tukamoza Norche. Norche to Thacker Abrahams. Abrahams bringing in Jans van Rensburg. Cameron Wright eventually getting there. Goes back towards Lionel Cornier. Cornier sees a bit of space. Steps and gets the offload away as well to Emil van Heerden. Emil van Heerden stands up again into the 22. Good work this from the Sharks. Cameron Wright going to Lionel Cornier. Short to Fez and Barter. Bosch is caught in the 22 there. Slow ball here from Cameron Wright. The ball's out, in fact. And yeah, it's a bit of pressure there on Kwesi Mona. And I think turnover ball. Yeah, it is turnover ball. And they go towards Aaron Sexton, who steps away. Oh, he's going to be away. Oh, he's going to be gone. He's off. He's off. And he's just got Lionel Cornier to beat. He's so quick here, Sexton. But Cornier's up to the task. It's a really good tackle. Vincent Tuka doing really well to get over as well. And he's going to win a penalty then. Yeah, that's really... That's effort from Vincent Tuka. It must be said. He's absolutely buggered. But that is proper commitment from him. He's never going to have the pace to reel in Aaron Sexton. He's absolutely blitz. And Lionel Cornier did very, very well. Just sort of marched him towards the touchline. And they made the tackle. Vincent Tuka desperately getting back there, getting over that ball, and winning the penalty. So that's really impressive work rate. Yeah, and you've got Lowry up against Tuka. You know he's going to... he's going to win that fight. But 4 minutes. John Cooney, what a game he's had. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's kicked perfectly off the tee. He's controlled the game really well. I think his kicking's been... I mean, yeah, it's been a big part of the... Lionel Cornier. It's up towards Penkley. Oh, he's trying to find it back to Lionel Cornier. Just short though. Sharks into the Ulster half though. He wasn't not just he's a half gap. He's been... just getting to the Lions. Cameron Wright... giving it to nobody. He's, yeah, I feel like I put the mockers on him, and it's could be a good turnover there. No, because I thought that Cameron Wright started quite well when he came on, but now he's been caught in the napping a bit. Not sure once again, it's another K from him. He's been relentless now he's been picked up. I mean, the poor lad, just come on, you can't just pick a note up like that. I have some respect. Dylan Richardson popping up to Lionel Cornier. Flat to Thacker Abrahams. Japers, those little quick feet. Cuts inside. Sharks still with possession on the 10-meter line here. Cameron Wright a bit slow, not too many options. I mean, that was like a forward carry from Cameron Wright, and it's turned over. As I said, I think I completely jinxed him. Oh, Luke Marshall, that is dreadful. That is dreadful, 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 dreadful. If he took that, he could have been away. Oh my goodness me! That was a tired attempt at a catch from Luke Marshall. Yeah, Sharks not in a rush, and with just 2 minutes on the clock, I'm not sure they can really afford to muck about you. Old Fez. Good line from him. Johnny Richardson. Long pass out to absolutely nobody on the bounce to Werner Koch. Who's now playing it outside centre. Oh, that's dreadful from Fez and Barter. Turnover ball. Now Aaron Sexton is going to hammer this ahead and he's going to try and reel in his own kick. Lionel Kinnear is going after this. And Kinnear will just be able to manage to find touch. That's a pretty good kick under pressure to actually even find 10 meters there. But all of a sudden, Ulster are 10 meters out with 2 minutes to go. That you got to feel has got to be the game for the Sharks. Ulster are going to take their time. And this has actually been the position where they've scored all their points so far. So ominous signs here for the Sharks. And they'll be kicking themselves. I cannot actually understand how they can play so bad for that 10-minute period. I don't know what happened there. And just that was it. But I asked earlier, should Upper Left fans move to the Stormers? And there seems to be a lot of Sharks fans in the comments because 92 votes have been cast and 54% saying no, 45 saying yes. And Sharks have stolen that lineup though. And Yao Penkler, good hard-working player is Yao Penkler. Need to find a space for him in somewhere. And a slow ball now for Cameron Wright. Well, with a minute on the clock, the Sharks will have to go end to end if they are to get anything out of this game. Cameron Wright taking his time, going to Lionel Kinnear. Lionel Kinnear just chipping over the top, and he's chipped it. Oh, it's actually bobbled up, and now Curran Bosch has lashed onto it, so that's worked out pretty well. Sharks have progressed a couple of 20 meters, 60 more meters to go. Dreadful pass there from Cameron Wright. Backwards is the call. Dinovic under a lot of pressure, almost slipping up high there. The tackle on him. Sharks back inside the 22. Cameron Wright has not had a good few. Vincent took a try to get in the front foot here. Yeah, Cameron Wright's had a disaster last 20 minutes. 20 seconds, Kwesi Mona. Back to Lionel Kinnear. There's just nothing on. Lionel Kinnear, literally, I mean, they're playing like FIFA Rugby at the moment. And he's just chipped it over across, and Ulster have actually turned it over. Yeah, and they're going to have one more phase, and they're going to be able to kick it out. There's the one phase. So unless they turn it over from there, this will be the end of the game. John Cooney's going to pop it out. And, yeah, they are absolutely dead on their feet, Ulster. Look at these players. They are absolutely finished. But what an impressive victory for them. Away from home, 24 points to 31. It ends Ulster, the victors. Dwayne Murin winning on home soil. Tell you what, he could even be sort of in that man of the match. I think him and John Cooney were really good. Tom Stewart with the brace there for the Sharks. Yeah, it's amazing how a small passage of play can really affect the entire game. They came out, just weren't at the races. Grant Williams caught napping. And the Maul defense not up to standard. And that has been the difference. So Ulster, the men that will walk away with the victory as the kids go streaming on. Goodness me, there's a lot of them. I reckon even with those kids were on there, we still wouldn't have been able to stop that Maul. But we look at some of the stats. The turnovers conceded, I think, for the Sharks, a massive factor in that loss. People, I'll see you guys in about 10 to 15 minutes for the Italy versus Ireland game. If, however, you would rather be watching the Lions game, we will also be live for that. But it'll not be me. I can't be in 2 streams at once. I mean, I could be. I'm gifted, and I reckon I could probably whammy it out there. But yes, I will be live for Italy versus Ireland, but we'll try and make sure we've also got a scoreboard going for the Lions Plasma Warriors game in my stream as well. We will see you guys there. And we've got 3 more games still coming up for you guys. We've got a dual stream coming at the same time, 2 counter streams. And then we've got England versus Wales tonight with Rian. 4 streams, 3 presenter, non-stop action here on Forever Sports. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you guys